Hello, hello everyone. Today I am going to cover how to learn to lead as a lady professional ballroom dancer. So this is in response to one of our ballroom dance fans' questions, and I think it's a great one. Honestly, turning pro, competing as a professional and then championship professional was a much easier transition for me than it was to teach as a professional. Honestly, it's just as hard to learn to teach in general as it is to learn the leads part. And I can say neither of these are as difficult as actually learning how to dance, especially if you've cultivated yourself through that championship level, okay? So that's good news. But leading did take a significant time investment. And after a good 2 decades of competing as an amateur dancer all the way up through the championship level ranks, to the very day I turned pro, I did not plan on doing it. I didn't want to. I never wanted to. And as such, I never paid much attention, or at least I shouldn't say that. I didn't pay as much attention as I should in the Lord knows how many private lessons we took together as partnerships over the years. And though I was listening intently, had I known that I was going to teach, I would have danced his part along with him. I would have asked to lead the pro, not just to follow and listen to his part. And my professional partner, from the very first competition we did, when we competed in bronze, his stated goal to me was that he wanted to become a teacher. So his long-term goals really weren't competitive in nature. So it truly was a partnership in that we had to make sacrifices for each other's goals, to work together as a team to achieve something. And ultimately both of those things. I have previously shared in another video my path to becoming a professional ballroom dancer, and I will include a link to that below in case you're curious to hear that story. First recommendation, I highly recommend co-teaching group lessons and private lessons. If you've worked your way up through the ranks to the championship level, doesn't matter if you can lead or not. Co-teach with your partner. Your students will perceive value in getting double the lesson for half the price, essentially. Do you take a huge pay cut? Yes, but it is ultimately an investment in your teaching future. You can learn a ton from your professional partner or amateur partner. Many people turn pro. Instead of turning pro, they just turn pro and start to teach, especially when they get to that championship level. It's very common. And you can learn a ton about how to do their part, how they convey their information to the students, and they also will equally learn as much from you, because if you don't know their part, pretty sure they don't know your part either. And you're both going to have a little bit of a different natural approach to instruction, and you'll get the gift of seeing how each of your approaches benefits students. So you learn to teach in kind of different ways, okay? Also, when you first start to teach, doesn't matter if you're a lead or a follow, you will not be a skilled teacher. What you will be skilled at is dancing. And many adults learn through tactile interaction, meaning they can hear words, they can understand a scientific explanation, they can see it, but sometimes you just need to manhandle them through it. And for people that primarily learn that way, you right off the bat are going to be a great teacher. Unfortunately, most people do not learn like that, or if they do, it's in combination with usually like a visual feedback. But at least it gets the ball rolling, okay? You can teach right away. I suggest doing it whether it's a group or private with your partner, okay? Okay, number 2. The cheapest, fastest, easiest way to start teaching as a lady or a man, honestly, is to teach social dance lessons. So, for example, wedding couples. they are happy just tromping around the floor. They've never seen good dancing. They don't know what it feels like. They wouldn't know it if it bit them in the butt. And in my opinion, if someone is truly there to stomp around the floor and look decent at their company Christmas party, it is absolutely within the limits of a person of integrity to teach that lesson. Might not be the most amazing lesson in the world, but for that couple, that's a great lesson. And honestly, I feel at my level, I'm probably not as good of a teacher because I'm just striving for so much. I'm used to primarily teaching people that are a lot more experienced, and I feel that kind of beginning level teacher is a great asset to the community and a tremendous asset to those students, okay? So don't cherry pick your students at first. Just take who comes through the door, okay? Okay, next, number 3. This is another great way to learn to lead. Teach all your students who come in, whether they're a newcomer, whether they're pre-champ. Probably first off in your career, you won't get any championship level couples they're going to know to take from better pros, more experience. But through pre-champ, absolutely, they'll come to you. Don't cherry pick who you want to teach, who you like, which style you like. Just teach whoever, because you're going to learn a great deal about teaching from your students. So from these beginners, you get that experience of, okay, here's where those foundational figures are. Even if you haven't been taught in privates leading up to that point, you can easily learn the etymology of the figures, which is great. For example, I want to teach a double reverse. Oh, I should probably teach a heel turn first. They learn faster that way. Likewise, what if you teach a pre-champ couple? Maybe you're like, whoa, I have no experience teaching this level of information, but you will learn a ton as a teacher by listening to that couple and hearing what they want to learn. And of course, getting experience teaching at that level as well, because these are all different learning curves. Okay, number 4 suggestion, if you want to learn to lead as a follow, listen carefully to your partner. Even sit and watch their private lessons and what they're doing. Likewise for you as leads, if you want to learn follows part, the reality is manhandling your partner through is not going to achieve as good of results as manhandling and giving substantially more explanation to what they're doing, especially for adults. Children are different. They tend to just be visual, and that's a different animal too. I also highly suggest starting out with children because they are not going to be judgmental or have expectations as an adult. As a matter of fact, you'll probably build faster if you just make your classes fun, intermix games, and that sort of thing. Very easy class to teach, and you can also start with the fundamentals with them. Or if you have favorite styles, focus on those. They don't come in with any expectation. Even if you're not the best pro in the world, I do recommend asking follows to follow you in ballroom dances. So ladies, if you want to learn to lead, surefire way to, have baptism by fire there and pick it up pretty quickly, because you will see what things you do well and what things you don't do well. And don't worry, your people you dance with are not going to be judgmental. They already assume a value and attribute a value to dancing with you because you are a pro. If you make a mistake, no biggie. 9 chances out of 10, they'll blame themselves anyway. So don't worry about that. You do need to get out there and get practice doing that. Okay, guys, it's fabulous practice. Angela, one of our ballroom dance fans, commented that, gosh, when I ask people to dance, often the ladies turn me down. And that will happen as an amateur. But if you're a professional dancer as a lady, I'm never turned down by ladies. Occasionally I'm turned down by a man, which never ceases to surprise me. But the explanation I've been given repeatedly is that it's like driving a Ferrari and you're just getting your training license, driving a car. So it can be a little intimidating for leads to lead you around, but ladies love it. They would much rather dance with you than sit on the bench all night. And honestly, even if you're just a newer pro, you're probably the best lead they had all night, because as an experienced dancer, especially if you're at the higher levels, even just as an amateur, you have a superior balance, ability to center to your partner. At a minimum, even if you don't know how to lead, you know what she wants to feel. This is a great asset for you, both an asset for you and the people you ask to dance, okay? You're gonna bring a lot to the table. Okay, finally, the more you do it, the easier it will get, okay, guys? So, though I learned the follows part first for many, many, many years, I knew some things about the leads part, but as I really got comfortable with and did that leading over and over again, and even in private lessons, which you will get single female students, if you show them in a dance that you can competently lead, they love it. You'll get booked, don't worry. Why give up that revenue source? Anyway, the more you do it, the more comfortable you will get. And to my probably biggest surprise, now, even though I started out for many years only knowing the follows part, when I think of teaching or executing a figure, it almost always visualizes in my mind first as the leads part. And I reverse engineer the follows part, even if I've done that follows part a million times. So that's interesting, and ladies, it will get much easier. So I highly recommend you do it. Honestly, even if you have no desire to teach, I feel it'll make you a superior follow. So I hope that's been interesting, and best of luck to you ladies who are interested in teaching. Bye, guys.